Hey everyone, welcome back. We said we would be back, and we are back. Kudos for Tim for this because I am a wreck today. So I got in at like 3 o'clock in the morning from Vancouver. So I am tired. I am officially tired. But I figured what we're going to do today. Tim's got some cool news to share, a couple of odds and ends, and then we're going to basically talk about like the fact that this is it. It's the final countdown.
Yep. Matter of fact, before we get going, let's look. We will, next the 7th. So I'll have, assuming there's no delay from Walmart, I'm supposed to have my Switch day one release. If that's the case, I'll have at least a day or two of Mario Kart World gameplay experience, and I don't know if I'm going to have anything else. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get into that in a second. But let's continue with our indie corner. We're going to talk about some upcoming indie games that are coming up this month, or very coming out in June. One is called Camper Van Make It Home. It's a delightful adventure where it lets you get lost, relaxing, organizing puzzles, allow you to decorate to your heart's content as you set up your own camper van, which becomes your home on wheels, and you head into a journey to self-discovery where you expect to venture to different locations in your van. Looks kind of cozy. Cozy games are very popular. This one, though, is getting a lot of attention because it is called Date Anything. Literally, Date Anything. So the whole premise of this is it's released. The other one is going to be the Camper Van's June 25th, PC and Switch. No official release date, so it might not make it, especially since June's literally tomorrow as of this recording, June 1st, true, Sunday. Yeah. This Date Everything is out June 17th for your PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and the Nintendo Switch. Wonder if you'll have a Switch 2 upgrade. No word on that, but maybe. Date Everything is from a developer, Sassy Cap Games. And it looks like a riot. Described as a sandbox dating simulator. It features, and this is interesting, it's supposed to have a shit ton of voice. It features 100 fully voiced dateable characters. As the name implies, you will really be dating everything from magic glasses known as date evaders, which I guess you put it on and you could see real objects like a lamp, a washing machine. They become sentient beings. So it's kind of interesting. It's in your home. You just talk to them. You have conversations. Sometimes you can piss them off, etc., etc. So it's going to be interesting. Some could become your lovers, your friend, or even your enemies. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's been getting a lot of talk. I don't know if it's my type of game, Jared, but it might be something you'd be interested. I don't think see you playing it.
Yeah, but I definitely won't be dating it.
yeah. But is that something that interests you? Kind of like a sandbox dating?
I heard about this. Right now, there's so many other things, man. Especially with what's coming out on Thursday. Like, yeah. So but I've heard about this though. I heard about this. It was making its rounds. So yeah.
And since it's coming on Switch, who knows? They might have a Switch upgrade. And this is going to be what's interesting, Jared, as we get more on the podcast. We'll talk more about it. I wonder how third-party developers are going to do. Are they going to release Switch upgrades and stuff like that? Are they going to take the time and resources? Who knows? We'll have to wait. And the next, but let's see, there's also more, but we don't want to cover too many because, just some shout-outs. Tales of the Shire. So this one is being released July 29th. 2025 PC, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Switch. And if you ever wondered or caught yourself wishing you could live out a cozy life of a hobbit in Lord of the Rings, then Tales of the Shire will make it a reality. So it's an upcoming life sim where you'll make and play your very own hobbit in the Shire. So it's where you will decorate your own hobbit hole, garden, fish, cook, and get to know your community. Another cozy game. And cozy games are huge, guys. So it's going to be interesting to see if it's a good one. But yeah, it's a big IP, so it should be kind of interesting. Is that something you like, Jerry? You don't like cozy games. Well, you do like Animal Crossing, but
yeah, I mean, again, dude, it's one of these things. Like I have to pick and choose. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
This one I hadn't heard about though. So this
Yeah.
one,
So
yeah.
it'd be interesting, guys. If anyone in the comments get it, let us know. That one comes out July. But yeah, let us know what other indie games you guys are looking forward to. Because indie games are hot. Like I said, almost 50% of sales on Steam alone
Yeah.
are indie games. So it's a huge market. And it's only going to get better with these greedy corporations and their $80 plus games, right? But anyways, let's get into other stuff. Before we go into the topic of the Switch, which Switch 2, it has been announced that Nintendo confirmed the following details about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on Switch 2. They promise better visuals, better frame rates, we'd hope, better draw distance, and better movement, guys. So I will probably be getting this. It's only a $10 upgrade. Uh, and I probably will see just to do a comparison because, yeah, Violet, which I have, runs like dog shit, right? So it's going to be interesting to see if these come true, and it should. And it's also, like I said, Jared, we'll talk about it in a minute about how many of these companies are going to be re-releasing upgrades for this Switch 2 because take advantage of that beautiful hardware. All right, and next news, Claire, Obscure Expedition 33 has sold 3.3 million copies in 33 days. You see what they did there?
Yes.
And yeah, so I'm glad that this game has had huge success, which is great. And that's not including the people who played on Game Pass, guys. So there's probably a good amount that would have potentially been sales. So yeah, great to see that Expedition 33 has found good success. And like we've talked about many times, it's a real small team, and they were passionate, and they made a great product, and it's good that they're being rewarded for it.
Yeah, no, I have nothing to add to that. That's all good stuff.
Did you ever finish it, by the way?
No, I'm still playing it.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know how many hours.
No, it's not so much that it's been like crazy long. It's just because with the travel and stuff like that, like I don't have access to my Xbox, so.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, you do have Xbox. I thought so. So you gotta pick up thinking of which Killer Clowns for free on your Xbox. So you could join us in the Killer Clown anniversary update, which everyone's been waiting for, is June 5th. So next, or is it June 2nd? Something like that. It's next week. It's been a long time in coming. A lot of Killer Clowns from Outer Space fans will be happy, including myself. That's what we were playing on Discord before Jared pulled me away to do this podcast. Nah, just kidding. Anyways, Jared, so we'll go ahead and let you take over. That's pretty much what we have. Not much. Oh, I wanted to add, it looks like Arc Raiders, the new extraction shooter that everyone's hyped for, might be either released, a shadow drop release, or a beta on June 6th. So we'll definitely know more information next week, guys. I'll share that with you as well. And there you go, Jared. That's a bit. That's all for me.
Okay, well, basically, this podcast, we'll see how long it is, how short it is, whatever. But I wanted to just talk like a little bit, like it's the final countdown. We have a new Nintendo machine, and you and I have complained a lot about pricing. We've complained about certain things, but funny enough, the one thing we have not really complained about, and this is a good thing, is like the overall hardware and stuff. And I know we don't have it in our hands yet, but based on like Digital Foundry and other companies like that, like this looks like it's like a pretty peppy little machine here. Like this
yeah, they're showing pictures of even up to comparing to PlayStation 5 visuals.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't really tell the difference. I mean, obviously frame rates might be a factor, who knows? But yeah, it looks like Nintendo's finally, I mean, it's not beefiest of hardwares by no means, but it looks like it's really compatible or comparable to current gens. So, or a little bit of a degradation. But guys, you have to remember if you're a handheld player playing on the handheld, you're not gonna see no difference.
No, yeah.
The only time you see difference is when it's on big screens, right?
Yeah.
That's when you see the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have. Yeah, high definition means virtually nothing on a small 7.9.
Yeah, exactly. And it is funny, like it's the first machine they've put out in a very long time, at least from a console standpoint. Because I mean, you could argue, like the DS, the 3DS, and stuff like that. Like those were iterations on relatively like the 3DS was an iteration of the DS, But like this one really feels
Like a
like
console again. Yeah.
like well like the Super Nintendo did, if you know what I mean. Like where it's like this feels like exactly what came before. I'm not saying that in a negative way. But you're improving upon it hardware wise, like the power of the platform itself. I'm I'm not disappointed, that's not the word, but like the fact that they kept the form factor the same for me personally is like a blessing and a curse. It just means I'm gonna have to buy something for the oh, what are they called, for the Joy-Cons, because I don't know what it is, but like my wrists get really sore playing in handheld mode because it's so thin. I don't know what it is, but it's like I have
It's
to.
called old age, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
as you get
no,
older.
like that's fine. That's totally fine. But like, you know, like I can play on my Switch deck for hours and it doesn't bother me because it has like contours for you to hold, right? Sort of like like a controller does. And I was hoping for something like that, but that's okay. I mean, that's not the end of the world. I can buy like a little, you know, like a little attachment type of thing. No big deal. No big deal there. But it is true that this is like the first time in a very long time that I feel like, from a business standpoint, Nintendo was like, okay, don't screw with what worked. You know, like people clearly like this. Let's give them what they want. And
Exactly.
I've been watching a lot of Blunty. I really like that guy, so shout out to Blunty. He's an Australian mate that that does like just really great all around content. Like he does streams and stuff like that. Like and he'll not only tear other YouTubers apart and stuff like that, but like he's a smart guy, so like he'll go through and he'll actually talk about like some of the tech, and if he doesn't understand something, he's not going to talk about it. Like he'll acknowledge that, like,
That's
okay,
good. That's
my knowledge isn't so tight with this. And he just did a really good video talking all about the Switch 2's mouse, you know, capabilities, because journalists have been saying like, oh well, it's now confirmed that the Switch 2 will be compatible with basically all PC mice and keyboards.
That's good.
That is good. That's great.
I'm gonna be a pro controller mostly, but I will dabble in. I'll definitely test it.
Yeah, me too. I'm,
You know,
for
I'll
sure
definitely.
gonna try
I'm
it.
gonna probably test it with the because I have that Mario Kart Jamboree. I might do the upgrade because I do like that game, and the new mini games might be worth a test. You know, there'll be more tech demos. I don't know. And I'm more curious as how accurate is it going, or how faithful it's going to be to a true mouse.
Oh,
right?
well. Here's
That,
here's
I'm
the
a PC
reality
guy,
though.
so I'm gonna.
Yeah, but here's the
definitely-
reality, dude. Is the fact that you can actually use a mouse means that you can make it 1-to-1. The mouse that's
I'm gonna
attached to
use
your
my
computer
mouse.
right now, the one that you're using for Killer Clowns, is the exact same one you could use with your Switch.
Oh, then I might actually do that. Then screw the Joy. I never, dude, guys. I've never used my Joy Cons except for maybe when I initially set up the Switch. That's it. I'm a pro controller person. I don't. The Joy Cons are, you know, you get big hands. And
Yeah, well, that's
buttons, yeah.
dude. That's it. It's not the old age
Yeah.
that hurts my wrist.
It's the
my
hands, yeah,
It's,
it's just-
like
yeah.
I have to do a weird grip to hold it.
I don't like the Joy Cons. There are some mini games in Jamboree though. You have to use them. I just don't play that mode because
Yeah,
like
no,
it.
and that's okay, dude. But like, so some journalist or whatever was like, "Oh, well, then what's the point? Like, what's the point of having the mice in the Joy-Con if you can just go out and get a mouse, right?" And I loved Blunty's response.
What
He
he
was
say?
like, "You blithering moron." You know, he was like, how stupid can you be? Mice support or mouse support or keyboard and mouse support has been featured in almost every single platform since the PlayStation 3.
and Nintendo's yet to do it. Yeah,
Like,
so,
no,
yeah.
no, but here's his point. He's got a really good point. No one uses it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that 100. That's what I was gonna say before you.
And
made your
the
comment. No one's gonna
developers,
use it,
the
dude.
developers never
Know this.
bother to put it into their game because it's not. It doesn't come with the system. What Nintendo has done is historic here, because every system ships with 2 mice. Every single one. And so the difference now is that a developer doesn't have a choice.
Native.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's native.
It's native, yes.
And so that's the difference, where it's like, journalists, like you morons, like there's a reason it never caught on console, is because none of the console manufacturers built it in. If they would have built it in, you can bet your ass like developers would have been all over it.
It depends how much Metro. I'm kind of fascinated by Metro because I do play first-person shooters on PCs a lot. So I'm really fascinated at Metroid Prime to see what the comparison between, Pro Controller and the mouse Joy-Con. I might do that, but it's kind of awkward though. You have to kind of like, I don't know, you get used to it, I guess.
Well, that's the thing though, Tim. Like seriously, you just nailed it. I think you really just nailed it. Is that on PC? It's cumbersome to use the WADS. Like that is cumbersome. That's not,
it is, especially when you have to rebind. It's because sometimes they'll have the shift as the alt.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Why do they do it? So you have to, at least with keyboard PC games, you could rebind it, right?
Right.
You could
dude,
rebind your mouse buttons.
You just said something that we might come back on in the future, as an Ahmed moment. That guy, for those that don't know, like sometimes, man, like years ago on like the old website and stuff, that guy would make predictions and you'd just be like, what? Like, where did you get this? And then they would come true as like a surprise. Nintendo would announce it. And we were all like, what is up,
funny, dude? Yeah, Ahmed's the best.
But I'm telling you, you may be onto something here. And this is what I've been thinking lately, where I'm like, we give PC so much praise for the mouse and keyboard controls. Now, guys, for keyboard, you have to think that like in a game, for example, like World of Warcraft, okay, there's a ton of different commands. So you might need like 20 buttons. Well, the keyboard's perfect, right? Because you have all those different keys. But even in WoW, the general movement of your character has always felt like you're basically back to a D-pad, because that's basically what you're doing.
It is exactly what a D-pad is.
But now you can have full analog control with a mouse. This is
that's going to be record. That's
exactly
insane. Because let me explain. Like, let's bring. I know people in the comments always rip me apart for this, but let's bring up Dead by Daylight. By the way, news on that we'll talk about in a second too, because there's big news. But Dead by Daylight, I play that game. Obviously, I'm a killer main, which is keyboard and mouse. But for Survivor, I play on a controller because it's better for movement and stuff like that. Anyways, in there you can do and then start the run. You cannot do that on keyboard and mouse. It's either on or off, on and off. So it's gonna be really interesting because then you could move Homegirl like a small crawl, creep, rather than that on off. So it's good. It's gonna be fascinating, and I might just actually get Prime. There's gonna be other first-person shooters.
Well, Prime I'm getting for sure. The only thing for me is that I'm playing on a sofa, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. That said, I ordered all the accessories and stuff that I wanted, but the one accessory that is not available here right now for whatever I didn't see it anywhere, was a spare dock. I want a spare dock so that I can actually record that gameplay, because that's the only one that's still connected to my PC.
I need to get a new Elgato card because I got the HD60.
Yeah, so do I. But honestly,
do you think it'll work for the Switch too? I'll test it.
You're not going to get it in 4K and stuff like that, but like, I don't, for YouTube.
You think it'll be okay?
I don't care. I leave it.
Okay, if it works for YouTube and stuff, I just don't, because I just don't want to make sure it doesn't degrade the visuals when I'm playing with the Elgato capture. When you record, you look at that, dude. Rather than...
try it out, man. Try it out.
I'll try it. I'll let you know.
But I do think that this could be very interesting. This could be very interesting, guys, because it's the inputs. Like if you look, and
I can't wait to test it out, because finally we could see how. I'm kind of glad Nintendo did that. And anyways, yeah, it's going to be very fascinating to see, and also it's really good for third-party support for first-person shooters. And another thing too, like we talked a little bit too, if you look at Nintendo Switch 2 launch up is pretty impressive, but it's just nothing I really want besides Mario and stuff like that. But yeah, it's good to see. This is probably the biggest launch ever, and it's good. Hopefully, going forward, we'll see this as a standard now that Nintendo has compatible hardware with the current gen stuff. But quick thing though, are you going to get the Scarlet and Violet upgrade?
I'll probably get that one. The truth is, like, I'm a Nintendo, well, so are you, I'm sure, online, whatever the hell it's called, subscriber or whatever. So we have to look at this because some of the price points are a little confusing. Like, if you are a Nintendo Online subscriber, I think you get some of these for free.
Yeah,
like,
some of them are. I showed you that. Matter of fact, let me go back.
Well,
to that list.
Well, okay, but hold up. Well, you can look for it, but like, my understanding is like some are free in general, like some are just free, some are paid, and
Correct.
some are free. They're the paid ones. Some of the paid ones are free if you are a Nintendo Online subscriber.
So let me look at
but
this,
I don't know. I don't know which is
okay.
which.
So here, the free Nintendo Switch 2 upgrades for these games include visual and frame rate optimization, HDR support, game share support, and mouse controls. Ooh, interesting, Jared. All right. So the list here that they list here, nothing, at least I could see. Free updates coming June 5th on launch. Super Mario World, 3D World, Bowser's Fury. Okay. Interesting. Super Mario Odyssey. Great to see. Legend Zelda Link's Awakening, which is good because that game, every reviewist said it, the frame rate issues, that's great to see them do that.
Is Echoes on there?
Echoes of Wisdom's the next on the list.
Okay, because that one was the one I didn't, honestly, sorry, I'm looking because on my PC I just put to sleep. Link's Awakening I didn't find that bad. I know people, I mean, there were some frame rate issues, but I didn't find it that bad. But Zelda, I did. Zelda.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because like you're putting down like you know the concept of the game, right? So like I'm building like a bed. I made one bed materialize. I jump on top of it. Put another bed. Jump on top of it, and then you could feel it's getting slower and slower the more beds you.
So, please, Jared, if you can by next week, when Echoes, when
but dude, remember, I leave. I don't know if we're gonna do a podcast next week on Saturday. No, just on Saturday. We might have to do it on Sunday.
Okay, well, I know you were going to be pressed for time, he's traveling
to it's
Europe,
just
but
it's because London Tech Week, but I think London Tech Week, if I'm not mistaken, is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not ridiculous. Anyway, our little like kitty is not doing so well. Like he's not dying or anything, but he's got like a bladder infection. So I might cut my stay short.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm going to figure all of that out and I'll let you know in the next like 48 hours what the plan is.
Perfect.
But
because I would love for you to give actual before or comparison before what it currently is, the Echoes of Wisdom, and post with the Switch 2, how much improvement. So it would be awesome for the podcast.
And
we'll be definitely
dude,
talking about Lost Switch.
I took a couple of weeks off of work. So what I was even thinking of doing was I'm debating. Okay, I'm debating. I was thinking maybe I don't do a complete transfer of all my Switch stuff, record my Switch stuff as is, and then do like, so it would be a literal comparison. And I could do some videos like talking about Pokemon where, I mean, that's so obvious, or even Zelda, right? Like in the Lost Woods, when you go into the Lost Woods and you can see the, like, it's choppy, all the fog and all the stuff like that. But I would love to do that. And I know we'd get a ton of views on that.
It'd be great.
We'll see.
Especially if we get titles. Next up is Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, which would be kind of cool.
I never played that. I don't know.
I want to get that, but it's one of those tickets I always wanted to wait, and it never goes on sale.
Well, nothing goes on sale.
Nothing ever goes on sale. Hopefully this gen that'll change.
No way, man. No way.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, you're dreaming, man. Yeah. You're dreaming.
Then next up is Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe is getting a free upgrade, and then
what's the upgrade there?
Just for Switch 2.
Yeah, but
So
does it
it'll be
say like what the same frame rate and stuff? I don't remember.
oh
That game
all
being...
these. Here, let me finish the list and I'll recap what it says. And then Game Builder Garage is getting an update.
I
Interesting.
don't know what that is.
51 Worldwide Games is getting up. That's something I really want to. It's real fun. That's kind of interesting. That's getting an upgrade. I mean, are those games having performance issues on the Switch? ARMS is getting an upgrade. Okay. Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain. Then here, this is good, Jared, for you and I. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet are free upgrades.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And that too, I know what you read above. You were saying about frame rate, draw distance, stuff like that.
Frame rate optimization, some new support, and mouse controls, which is interesting. Which game's going to have mouse control? Oh, I'm assuming ARMS, maybe? Not Zelda.
No,
not Mario.
you could do Mario Odyssey instead of the Joy-Con flipping. Use the mouse to flip and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. So we'll definitely keep you up to date, guys.
I don't know so much about that. The one that I'm the most with the mouse, anyway. The one that personally that I'm the most interested in trying the duality is Prime. Like that's the one, because if that works well, that could offer PC gamers an entirely new way of playing. Like I could totally see them releasing like not a Joy-Con, but something like that where it's your movement and then you use your mouse for everything else. It's only games that are like World of Warcraft where you need like 100 buttons, commands or whatever, where you really need that many buttons. But most games you don't need that many. You know, you have to think that like on your thing, you can have 2 shoulder buttons, you can have the click in of the joystick itself, and you could probably even have another button somewhere. Then on the mouse, you could have the 1-2 scroll wheel has usually the up, down, the press, and then 2 buttons on the side. God, what more do you need? Like that's a lot of commands.
Yep.
Okay, so I think personally speaking with that, first things first, what are you even playing? So Thursday, your system in theory will arrive, right?
Yes. Well, the only game I'm going to have, well, actually I could do Pokemon as well just to see, but I'm going to have Mario Kart World. That's what I'll be focusing on. And there's some people on Discord if you guys want to join us as well. The link should be on YouTube. They want to do some sessions, so that's going to be a lot of fun. You could join us too if we ever do them on weekends. It might be a during the week type thing.
Oh, don't worry. So we both have Mario Kart coming in.
And then I'm going to mess around with Scarlet.
Did you order anything else though? Or all you have is that system bundle coming in?
I think of which, thank you. I have to go to Amazon after we're done and get the Pro. I have a Best Buy literally across the street from work. I don't think I'll have issues buying.
Yeah, no, fair enough, dude. So like,
but I do need to buy it though because I am not a Joy-Con person.
Okay, so I'm gonna check while you're go on. I'm gonna check what I
will have for next podcast. Hopefully, we get to do it next week. Jared's very busy. We're not sure. I really hope so because
No, I think so because I think I'm only going to the airport. I think it's a red eye. So I think it's only at night. I think. Don't quote me.
I will definitely have World gameplay under my belt, and then I will boot up Scarlet. Oh no, Scarlet. I have Violet, so I'll definitely play that to see the comparison. I will play it on the Switch to refresh my memory, go around, and then play it on the Switch 2 with a free upgrade. And so I could do a good comparison because, dude, if I boot it up, I'm going to sit there. Oh, how bad was it again? Oh, I don't remember. But no, I'll definitely do a refresher. Matter of fact, I'll probably be playing it this weekend just to get myself reacquainted with its horrible performance. What about you, Jared? You're definitely going to do World,
so I was right. I just checked and I was right. Like the dock itself does not appear to be available anywhere.
Well, why would you need another one?
Because of the recording. So I have one on my television and I have one connected to the TV.
Oh, okay.
So it's super easy. That's what I love about the Switch is so I can go 4K Omega, VRR, HDR, all that shit. And then I can come to my PC and like plunk it down and just do some recordings and stuff. So I have to literally go. So I'm going to wake up when they open. I'm going to let the crowds die down a bit because my system is reserved. So it's not like they're going to sell my system.
Hey, you better trust them,
no,
man.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go sleep out and all this. It makes no sense.
There's no point.
No, it makes no sense. So I'm going to wake up. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna pick up the. Pick up my system. I'm gonna Uber it home. It's like 10 minutes away, because what will arrive by Purelator, I already have it here, on June 5th, are the following items. Nintendo Switch carry case and screen protector. Okay, I don't care about the screen protector, but I want the official carry case because I'm going to London 2 days later. So I wanted to make sure I had that so I can bring the damn thing with me.
Oh, you're going to take it there?
Yeah, why not, man? It's in my carry-on.
Trust you're going to... Oh, carry on. I was going to say, but don't put it in your luggage.
No, God, no.
Ooh, where'd it go?
Yeah. I don't think so. I'm not that stupid. I got a 256 gigabyte micro SD card, the new one.
Thank you for reminding me. I need to buy that shit. I'll buy that from Best Buy. I don't need to
buy it from Amazon
or
Amazon.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can, but remember, in Canada, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but we can't. So I don't get it. For you, I would highly recommend. It's because it's a brand new format. So like on Amazon USA, it's like there's only like 2 that you can buy. So they haven't made enough yet to start shipping them all to Canada. And so the only ones that you can buy in Canada are the officially branded ones. So I'm getting raped, basically, because the price that I'm paying for the 256 is what you're going to pay for 512.
Oh yeah, because I was going to tell you, I'm going to definitely get the 512, and even that might.
I know, but
I don't know,
what choice do I have right now?
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
I'll definitely get the 512. But what's cool about this, guys, is you just take it out, put another one in if you.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not like a SSD on your computer. It's not, which is not easy to.
No, exactly. So okay, so then I got the USB-C camera. I bought one of those.
Oh, you really got that?
I want to test it, man. The whole point is like let's try it out, right?
I'm not going to get a camera. Oh, actually, I could get it.
Well, anyways, I'm getting it purposely to test it out. I want to do some videos. Like I said, I'm going to be on vacation. Perfect time. No problem, perfect time to test.
I will probably have a camera for the Switch 2 because I'm never going to use it.
No, I'm probably never going to use it too. But like, I figure for the channel here, it'll be good.
You testing that would be good because remember I did tell you I want us to go into a party. You share your screen. Well, I want to test.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly
because I want to see how it hits the hardware. Because
that's exactly what I want to test.
I'll definitely be testing that, guys, because I want to see firsthand.
Yeah,
because there should be a hit on.
Oh, I guarantee you, the frame
it happens
rates,
on PC if you don't have a beefy PC. Yeah, so there's
the frame rate's going to go down to like 5 frames a second or something like.
Dude, wasn't the presentation kind of like so I'm telling you, come on.
Okay, so next thing I got goes back with the whole travel thing. I ordered a separate AC adapter again for like it just makes sense for traveling. I'm gonna set everything up on my TV. That's gonna be my default one. Like I'm hoping when I go to GameStop, I'm going to be able to pick up a dock, but I doubt very much that they're going to have those installed. I had a hard time getting the Switch dock. If I remember right, I actually had to order it from Nintendo directly to get it. So anywho, so I got another AC adapter. That was, of all the stuff I bought, that was the one that I had to really bite my tongue. Because it was $40, man. I was like, are you serious, guys? Like, for real? Anyway. And then the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. So that's all the stuff that I've got coming. Like, that's going to arrive to me. So I've arranged it that there will be someone at my place while I go pick up the Switch, just to make it's just because I wouldn't normally care this much, but because I leave 48 hours later, I want to make damn sure I got. Could you imagine? Oh, you weren't home, and then like I gotta go.
You're like, oh, you're screwed.
Yeah,
dude.
you're screwed.
That's funny.
So, but the good news is that's pretty much like all of the accessories. So I could like review all the accessories. See, like I'm really curious about the camera too. Like, is this gonna be like a hunk of garbage, or is it like actually like a semi-decent camera? The Pro controller is the big one for me. Just like you, I much prefer that to the Joy-Cons. And yeah, I mean the only thing I'm just missing the dock. I point up there because that's where I got this one. And everything's already set, right? I'm just literally going to take this dock, unplug it, plug in the new one, done.
You're good to go, yeah.
Yeah. But
I can't wait, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play Mario Kart. It's gonna be a lot of fun, especially with the open world. I think that's kind of gimmicky. I probably wouldn't
Well,
spend. I
let's
might
see.
spend some time.
Let's see. I'm going in with like no expectations. I'm going in. I'm just like, we got a new Nintendo console, and for Tim and I, guys, it's different. Like, it's hard to explain the feeling of this. You know, we've been there since the beginning, and it's the only game producer, developer, manufacturer, whatever you want to call it, who's still in it. And that's kind of special, you know? Like,
Yeah. People
it's
forget that Nintendo's Atari's not in it anymore.
no
Atari came before
Sega,
Nintendo.
like
Sega's not in it anymore. Sony's technically, well, it was a newcomer at the time when it came out with PlayStation. Because people also forget, oh, I'm pretty sure people don't, but PlayStation was supposed to be a CD add-on for the Super NES,
Yep.
if I remember correct.
Yep.
And that was a bit of a story. Nintendo literally didn't it, Sony was there at was it the E3 or consumer show? One of those.
CES.
There was
Yeah.
that was it, the consumer show. Ready. And Nintendo was supposed to be. They never showed up. They're like, what the hell? Can you believe that?
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, but
oh.
look at like Karma.
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch. Yeah. No, now PlayStation isn't quite. They're still a dominant player, but they're not quite. They're making some. We were supposed to talk about the Sony's concerns about the Steam integration.
Don't worry. This is
we'll
much
do that
more.
next time.
This is
much more important.
interesting.
Yeah,
right
we'll
now.
definitely talk about that soon, guys.
But
yeah,
no, but guys, like
be...
it's cool, right? Like, I can tell you where I was during every one of those launches, you know, and it's crazy to think that, you know, we get to experience that in just a couple of days. We get to experience plugging it in for the first time and having that, you know, like, it's really cool. It's really cool.
And I didn't get the Switch 1 launch. I got the Switch when they did the first revision of it. Not the OLED version, but the one, you know, the Switch, whatever. The
one that had like the better battery life.
Yeah, better battery.
And guys, I guarantee you the same thing is going to happen here. If you have never played with a Steam Deck, I will warn you all right now. I don't have to tell you because you're going to play it in docked mode. But for anyone going to play it in handheld mode, you've got to take your expectations down a bit, guys, because this will likely last like an hour and a half. Okay? I don't care. I'm telling you. Take it from someone who has a Steam Deck, uses it all the time. I love that machine, but I'm telling you right now, the minute the CPU and GPU components start to really rock and roll,
guaranteed,
that battery is going to go the way of the dodo very quickly.
Yes.
I'm not complaining. This is not a complaint. This is me letting you all know what to expect. Do not expect 3 hours of gameplay of Cyberpunk. That is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And speaking of Cyberpunk, I might actually pick that one up
for the Switch.
Yeah, to do a comparison. I played that in ultra settings on my PC, and it was awesome. I mean, it was terrible at launch, but that was a whole other problem. I am one of those guys. I don't know if you remember, but I am one of those guys that played through the whole game day one. Like, I didn't beat the whole game in one sitting, but I was there through all of that disaster of like the launch and like the floating characters and all the crazy stuff. And I really like that game. Like, that's a really solid game.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And I'm really curious to check out how the Switch 2 version is.
Please let me know, because I have it on PC. I'm not gonna.
I'm not sure. Okay, like, to be honest, I'm really not sure. But I'm gonna force myself to like at least try something. I want to try something else to see like how is it. Like you say, I mean, we got Pokemon, we got Zelda. The thing is with these games, like, I beat them ages ago. I don't really have like an inkling to go back and play it again. But with Cyberpunk, it was a long time ago now. Like, it was, for whatever reason, it feels a hell of a lot longer than Zelda and stuff like that. And in a lot of cases, it is a hell of a lot longer than Zelda. and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll let you guys know. I'm undecided if I'm gonna do that, but I really like that. What is it, CD Projekt Red or whatever they're called. I like that they're really trying with Nintendo. Like Witcher 3 on the Switch was unbelievable, man. Like,
oh yeah,
like it's
now
crazy.
that probably will, hopefully we'll get a Switch 2 upgrade, because that would be kind of good. The things that developer did on that game for the system is amazing, and I'm glad it's sold decent, dude.
It sounds
it did good.
It sounds like what they did with Cyberpunk is incredible.
Oh yeah, well, Switch 2 is obviously much better.
No, but they're saying that like it's comparable to like decent range PC.
There's some big developers out there that don't do sloppy ports for the Switch, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And yeah, good stuff. If you do get it, let me know. I might, if it ever goes on a massive sale like
that one will
Switch 2, I might pick it up just to do.
Yeah, that will. I mean, look, right now the ones like for sure, I've got Mario Kart 100%, right? Like obviously, I've got Donkey Kong again, another one obviously, but that's in July. So for June. I mean, there's the Monster Hunter update. It literally just came out. I have not had a chance to even install it yet. Fallout's new season starts on Tuesday.
We definitely want to mess around with Fallout.
The thing with that, the good news with that is the time commitment is so low. Like, it's so low. You can do your weekly and dailies in like 20 minutes a day. So like, I don't like, it's not like
it's not. That's like I told you with like Marvel Rivals, how I like.
Yeah, exactly.
A huge commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm thinking of which, Ultron's now. Just came out in Marvel Rivals, and he's shaking things up. It seems a little not as strong as people wanted, but yeah, not every hero has to be that strong. All right, there's a few other things I want to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was that
was the main thing I wanted to.
Oh, no problem. This Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, October 30th, 2025, $59.99 USD, which if you think about it, you get 2 games, but again, these are old games. Yeah.
I would like it's one game, just that, because guys, if you remember, well, if you don't know, Dragon Quest 1 is about a 5-hour game.
Yes.
Like there's no party, there's no multi enemies, so it's all one-on-one. The whole game is one-on-one. So don't expect much there. I'm sure there's going to be balance tweaks and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it opens up significantly with Dragon Quest 2, and if I had to bet, that's where you're going to see the biggest changes made.
Improvements, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'll probably buy it. I'm assuming it'll come on Switch too. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been announced.
It probably has. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I will get it on Switch too, because I did actually enjoy Dragon Quest 1. I bought on Steam. Of course, obviously that's more of a modern. It still was old, but it was a little modern flair to it. Visuals. It wasn't NES quality. I actually enjoyed it. It was a very short game, like less than 4 or 5 hours. I remember though going into that thing, I was streaming and I went and took on that dragon. That's one thing about Dragon Quest 1. When you level up, you felt it.
Yeah.
These monsters that would kick your ass, you level up and go back. Oh, done. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, but like Jared said, very short game. Virtually no story, guys. Don't expect much. But I've never played 2, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing it. Obviously, it's not going to be the true OG NES experience, but it's still going to be.
Well, dude, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake was superb. So, like, I can't wait. That's going to be like one of my favorite games of the year. I have no doubt.
Oh, guarantee, yeah, and it looks great. I can't wait. That was just something I'll mess around with. Five Nights at Freddy's fans, which is huge cult or huge horror fan following. Did you ever play the games?
I played the OG.
What did you think of it at the time?
No, it was good.
Good. So it has a huge following.
I'm not like it didn't change my life like Resident Evil type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's interesting. There's a lot of things, and it's coming to Dead by Daylight, the chapter on June 17th, so about 3 weeks, a little bit less than 3 weeks now. Springtrap's the killer. He's in there. You could play it on PT, the public test beta right now. If you have it on Steam, not console players, you cannot, unfortunately. But yeah, he's really cool. I can't wait. You guys all know I love playing Dead by Daylight, Killer Main. So definitely have a lot of playtime with the new killer. He looks a lot of fun, kind of like a hybrid of the Huntress and the Dredge. Obviously, Jared's not familiar with Dead by Daylight, so he doesn't know what that means, but any Dead by Daylight fan obviously does. So yeah, I can't wait. And it's going to bring a lot of new players, a lot of old G players going to return. It's a huge license. It's the #1 requested license for a substantial amount of time for Dead by Daylight. That and Jason, I think, is the next one. So yeah, it's going to be great. I'll definitely give you some feedback, Jared, when we, in the next 3 weeks or so. It's going to be a while. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. And it has some awesome skins that come with for spring.
Oh, I'm all for skins, man. That's the whole thing with Fallout, right? It's the
Oh, yeah. It's awesome. Like Rivals, I'm going to buy some skins. I'm not usually a skins person, but it's like, dude, it's pretty cheap. Then again, how many times I tell you, Jared, you see that? Oh, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, but that's how they get you. No, dude, that's exactly.
Well, that's pretty cheap too,
dude.
Actually, $300, $400, $500.
Yeah, exactly.
What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like being a Fallout First member, you get like I think it's 1,200 atoms a month. They give you something like that.
Is it worth getting? By the way,
well, it's only worth getting if you play the game. Yeah, because every week, see that's the catch. So every month you get 12 or 1,400, something like that, atoms. And you have to think that the way the structure is broken, it's in the States, it's a little less, but in Canada, it's basically 1,000 atoms is $10. Okay. Like that's the easiest way of doing it. Like I say, and for you guys, it's a little less, but not that much less. And, so every month you get that pool of atoms, right? So you think, oh yeah, that's great. Month. But every Tuesday, they release a new bundle, and those bundles are 1,200 atoms. Okay? And you can buy, with atoms, you can buy like some of the stuff individually, all that kind of good stuff, right? Like, so you don't have to buy the bundle if you don't want to buy the bundle. And trust me, there's many times where I don't buy anything because I'm just like, oh, it doesn't, like I don't have a toxic waste camp. Okay. That's not, I don't, it's not my thing. Like, I'm just like, whatever. But if you're a ghoul player, you want to go and you want to like role play and you want to have that whole experience where everything is like toxic and melting and whatever.
Cool. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
Then you can go ahead and do that. But sometimes Todd Howard is like the biggest liar ever in gaming. Like, he's so funny. He comes out and like, oh yeah, the game just works. Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. But like they said when they originally launched Fallout 76, we will never have pay to win ever. And I think it was like 2 weeks later, they introduced the Fusion Core Recharger, which was like 700 atoms, so $7. And what that allows you to do is recharge basically your power cells for your combat armor. So that is absolutely pay to win because everyone else, they basically get scrapped and you have to find or make new ones, which requires a ton of time and resources and stuff like that. So that's 100% full of crap. Like that was straight up full of BS. So every once in a while they will do that. Like they'll release like, what's another one? Like a cigarette machine. That might sound really stupid. But cigarettes can be like deconstructed for very rare resources. And so you'll want one of those machines if you see it in the atomic shop. And that's how they end up getting you these little buggers, is because like every 2 weeks out of the month, you're going to spend more than 1,200 atoms. Like I guarantee you, because they'll release something that's just good enough that you're like, ooh, but that would help, And you're like, oh, well, it's only 700, so that's fine. I have another 700 atoms, for the rest of the month. Yeah, BS, because it adds up so quickly.
Oh, it adds up. And that's how these companies make money. And thinking of companies making money, Pokemon Pocket just got a new set, guys. Just released a couple of days ago. Thinking of which, it's funny how we say, why is Nintendo not in the live market service market. Well, they technically are not under the Nintendo name, but the Pokemon
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
and Pocket, those two live service games that are
Hey,
bringing in big money.
you just
So yeah,
reminded me of something. Do you have anything else?
that's it.
Okay, because like we got to wrap up anyway. But
Yeah.
something very interesting happened the other day that Ahmed let me know about. We were talking about Dragon Quest, and it's about Dragon Quest. So Sakaguchi-san, the composer, he had some very how can I say this, like divisive political views and things like that. And he was a very strong proponent of physical media. He did not want his music like on streaming services and stuff. And it's been very hard to get Dragon Quest music on modern day services like Spotify and Apple Music and all of that stuff. But Square Enix announced that the whole symphonic suite from Dragon Quest 1 to 11 would be released. I forget if it's Spotify, Spotify, Apple Music, or both. But either way, that it's coming to the streaming platforms.
Nice.
And that I am very curious because the music doesn't belong to Square Enix. It belongs to him.
Oh, well, then they had to have made a deal. Otherwise,
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering when
they
he
had to have made a
passed,
deal.
if they made a deal with his estate
That's probably it.
to
Yes.
do something.
Because, I mean, sometimes these prideful, it kind of reminds me of, you remember the Watchmen, Alan Moore?
Yeah.
He was kind of, he got kind of screwed, or from his perspective, he got screwed by DC, which he probably did. He was promised rights or something like that after a certain amount of time. Of course, these big publishers will never do that. But yeah, he's another one of those guys that since then, well, I'm not saying this guy was screwed, but you could see sometimes the artists are very passionate and very prideful and they're unwilling to compromise. And it's like, dude, you're a freaking artist. You should appreciate that your work's being pushed out to the masses. And it's just sometimes these people get in this headspace where they just don't. I'm not saying this guy did, but
yeah, no, I mean,
sometimes they get too prideful.
Prideful. He was very pro physical media and all of that. Anyway,
but you have to get with the times, dude. I mean, come
on.
The
good news. The reason I'm bringing this up for everyone is because the good news is like, I'm not sure exactly when it is there because like I said, I just got back, so I'm still like loopy. But this is really good news. Like the symphonic suite, if you've never heard that, guys, it's amazing. Like it's absolute. I actually have the CD set because that was the only way you could do it. And of course, what do you think I did? I imported that entire thing to my music library, and so I can listen to it digitally. But I highly recommend, if you guys have streaming services, go check this out, or at least Google the news there so you can find out when it's being released, because I don't remember what Ahmed told me with the timing of the release. But anyway, that's all I got. Next week we will definitely do a podcast, obviously. It's just going to be a question of when we can record the podcast. That's the only thing, but I promise you we're definitely going to do something. I mean, God, we have a brand new Nintendo console. We're not just going to ignore that. And I guess that's it, man.
That's it. Good timing. We're pretty normal podcast time, little few minutes, but yeah, it's good stuff.
All right.
Can't wait.
See you next week, guys.
See ya.